Hey, Bing.
Bean, Bean, like a lima bean.
DJ Bean. And what's his handle?
Check 1 2. I probably didn't get any of that because I wasn't on the video for it.
Is he the Boston Sports Tonight?
Yes. Get any of that because I wasn't on the video for it.
Is he the?
Okay, perfect.
That's his Twitter. That's his. Oh
Yeah, dude's a total douchebag.
fuck, man, he looks like Mike Valeni almost.
Yeah, he's an ass clown. Fuck him.
Yep, running with balloons. Yep. I'm doing a weather update for Charlotte and Indy this weekend, by the way, since it is the big race weekend.
So Sparky right there, knock her down. Well, we saw the Penske cars, and this is an affiliation of the Penske cars here with the Wood Brothers, Paul Menard, trying some things to get the cars really low. And we saw where they were hitting the racetrack, probably more than anybody else. I'm not so sure they got that car up more than it was in practice. Looks like final here. Like I think if it wasn't bombing out so bad, hit the track so hard.
Hey,
You want it low, but you don't want it back in the racetrack and getting some of those bumps. Turned out 6 for Menard, 29.69. Next up is this year's version of Great Ghost. Kevin Harvick in the hole 1-4. Home winner 2 years ago. Paralyzing Marine. Sergeant first class.
Yeah, look at that front row starts this year. William Byron with 4. Woo!
Boy, did they struggle in practice today. I don't know if he ever put solid. So you heard of this interview. Total guessing game for what he right here.
Are you all set to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, I'm almost ready here. We're gonna start probably at 7:30, right on the nose.
All right, cool. Let me pizza real quick, all right?
All right.
All right, and I will be right down. We got 2 minutes, so I'll be back in 1 second.
All right.
Dude, that ghost car's pretty sweet.
I've got a really cool race car and a really cool wheel. It's been a lot of fun to really change a little bit more race car, have the sport from Ally and instead of from the race car. So history always has such an amazing challenge. Once again, I've been out there better camo sleeves there for Jimmy Johnson. You got to know the Pro Core Safety Qualified Toyota, remembering cigar specialist Danny Newsom's Jr. I think if you talk to Matt DiBenedetto after this lap, he's going to say, whew, because there was a big moment that he had right through the center of turns 3 and 4 where the back end of that car stepped out quite a bit. I heard a lot of guys say with the single car, it puts a lot of pressure on the driver.
Where did DiBenedetto go first?
You don't get to go back out.
That's your phone?
Superior Logistics Sport. The name of Army Staff Sergeant Lugs.
All right.
I just gotta do one more thing and I'll be ready to go.
Did you send it out to the on the crew?
That is what I was doing right now.
All right. So because I like to watch us. I mean, I like to look at myself like, hey, who's that sexy guy? Oh, that's me. Let's go, Bubba. Oh, Bubba's not having speed. Yep.
How many more cars are left to go?
I'm not sure. It should be done by 8 o'clock. So by the time we're done, probably going through the All-Star segment, we'll let you know who's on the pole.
I love that Bubba car this weekend.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the orange Coca-Cola.
Oh,
But
I
yeah,
love it.
you actually like the orange
I love
Coca-Cola?
it. Tastes like an orange cream soda.
Orange cream soda from AJ.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's me pull that up. What up, Tony?
Hey, gone. Aw.
Intro's good. Outro. We're gonna set that to a minimal.
Oh, there just showed the Boyer and Newman at the autograph session.
That was hilarious. Have a seat,
Oh,
buddy.
yeah. People are boxing gloves and all that. Nice.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Hold on, let me send a message real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Roll an intro.
Yep.
If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 63 of the Loose Lugs podcast. My name is AJ. With me, as always, my all-star co-host, Ryan. What's going on, Ryan?
What is happening, AJ? Man, how the hell are you, man?
Man, I am fantastic.
I feel you, man. I was the same here. Other than a little dental pain I had going on Monday, I ended up going to the dentist. They're like, "Yeah, well, you got an infection in your tooth," and I'm like, "Uh-oh, that's not good." So they gave me some pain pills and some antibiotic, and yeah, so the tooth is starting to feel better now. Watching qualifying as we record right now.
Yeah, same here. I love the all-star race. I love the Coke 600 paint schemes.
Yep.
I love the patriotic schemes on it. Like, they're showing William Byron's car right now, and that red, white, and blue Liberty University 24 looks absolutely sick.
Yes, it does. That's gonna be. Oh, look at this! Come on, William. Sorry, I'm getting all excited here in qualifying. You know, him and Harvick are tied for the most front row starts this year with 4.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't. I knew he, obviously won the pole at Daytona, but he's had 3 second place starts, and he's having a pretty good lap right here, if you ask me. And by the way, give me the top of the board. Woo! How about that? Live,
Yeah.
as we speak on the Loose Lugs podcast.
Get that.
Woo!
It's like Hendrick Power in qualifying this year since they've redone the format.
And guess what? They were showing speed in practice. Practice, they had a one practice earlier this afternoon. They were fast then, so I think we got some good things coming. But AJ, congratulations to your Boston Bruins on making it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
For the 3rd time this decade.
Yeah, unbelievable. They put a whooping on Carolina. I mean, Carolina is a good young team. I think they'll be around for a little while. But, man, Boston just showed you the veteran leadership, dominance, great goaltending, and Tuukka Rask.
So now that series is over, I can kind of say how I felt about it going into that series. I thought Boston in 4 or 5 in that series.
I did too.
I didn't think it was really, it was going to be really close, and it just like game 2 was nuts because that was like the 6-2 finish and all that. Tony brings up the teams with the most rest. The last 13 Cup Finals are 3-10, but have they also factored in the fact that the other team's also going to be on 6 days of rest?
Well, the thing is too, though, I don't know, like, what was it? The Islanders swept Pittsburgh, who got swept by Carolina.
I'm not going to let you get this out. I'm not going to let you get this out. I'm not going to let you get that out. You shut your mouth.
Yeah, they were talking. They were talking about that up here on the on one of the sports radio stations on 97.1 The Ticket.
No negativity, all positivity here right now.
Ah, yeah, I'm positive. I'm always positive, man. You know that.
Yeah, Tony, you're a Leafs fan. Pipe it down over there. Go sit in your corner. Sit in your corner. I see the chat going off with Tony right now.
Tony, let's go Blues. Oh yeah, Tom Ryan, that's right.
You get to wear that like dog, the little dog cone. You get to wear the cone of shame.
Oh man, that's not good.
Much shame.
So yeah,
Ryan, how about last week's episode? Last week's episode was awesome. We had Eddie Greer on the show. He was great. EG3. I had a blast with that episode. That was probably the most fun recording an episode I've ever had.
We were talking about it last week after we got done recording, and then after Eddie had left left our chat, that it was one of the best episodes we've done. I enjoyed it thoroughly. We, three guys. There was, that not that what is that, the pause, but then everybody kept.
There was a lot less of the the ahs, It was just the flow of it was perfect. Like the first segment of that show.
Oh man,
it was kind of hard to get everyone's timing down, but once we got through that, like it was a great show.
Yes, it was. I re-listened to it the other day at work, and it's one of the best episodes we've ever done here on the Loose Lugs podcast. If you didn't get a chance to listen to it, make sure you go back and check it out and let us know what you think.
Yeah, that's an awesome show. I'm gonna be with Eddie on Tuesday this coming week to be on the 3 Wide podcast, going 3 Wide with EG3, and we're going to repay the favor that way with the crossover. And like I said before, Eddie is allowed back on this show at any time.
Yes, he is. Yeah, speaking of podcasts, did you see what our friends at the Lap Traffic podcast were doing?
What's that, Ryan?
They were giving they had a contest. They were giving away a pair of tickets, two pair of tickets to the Firekeepers Casino 400 out at Michigan International Speedway. So great content.
You should have entered that.
I tried to. I did actually. Hey, I take that in a heartbeat. But yeah, the great work those guys are doing. All the podcasts that we mentioned here, they all do phenomenal work. Make sure you go check them guys out as well.
Yeah, just a quick rundown of this show this week. We're talking about all the hype we had last week, having Eddie on. This show's a little bit different. This show is actually going to be a pretty short show by the looks of it. We had the truck series Friday night, which was surprise.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not really much to take away from that truck race. The All-Star race, which is. The Open's really fun, and then the race, it has some interesting aspects of the All-Star race that I'm going to give a little bit of a rant on later on in the show.
By the way, I could talk about the Open the entire show. That's how good the Open was.
The Open was awesome. But to cap off our white flag segment of the show this week, a little bit of an interesting twist. How we did last week with the All-Star race, how you got bonus points if you picked the winner.
Yeah.
Being that this upcoming weekend is the greatest weekend in racing.
All right.
I say that for the F1 and Indy race, 5 bonus points if you pick the winner.
All right.
You have to pick the race winner, though. I say we continue that trend going on.
I gotta catch up on my F1 here. So.
Oh, I go with the same guy every time because I don't follow F1 too much.
Don't tell me it's the same guy I'm thinking of.
It probably is, but I get to go first this week because I won last week.
Oh yeah. All right, hold on. All right, so
so Ryan's got to go brush up on his F1. I'm going to take over the show this week. What else happened in sports last weekend, Ryan? We had the Preakness.
Yeah, the Warriors. The Warriors are going to another NBA Finals.
Tony said it past Monaco's. You just picked the dude with the hottest wife. It's generally a good choice.
All right, here we go.
I really don't know a bad-looking couple in F1.
Let's find out. Where's the drivers at? Anybody out there can give me a driver?
Tony, you're in the chat right now. Give Ryan a random driver, and that's who he gets to pick this weekend in the F1 Grand Prix of Monaco Grand Prix.
Is this?
So you mentioned the Warriors, Ryan. Just to put some filler in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, the Warriors
Okay,
are going to be
I got my driver
your,
picks.
your champion.
Oh, I don't know. Milwaukee can give them a run if they get by Toronto, but Toronto looked like world beaters in Toronto. Why on the road they don't? They didn't look too good in games 1 and 2. So,
Tony said you should
but
go at number 9.
number 9.
I don't even know if there is a number 9. I
Let's
don't
see.
follow too much F1,
Nope, there's
mainly
no
because the races start way too early, and generally, and this is just my opinion. This is not everyone's opinion, just mine, and that's generally the guy who starts on the pole wins the race.
Yes.
So that like Lewis Hamilton always has the fastest car every weekend, week in, week out. Generally, starts on the pole, wins the race. Like it's like Jimmy Johnson from the stretch of 2006 to what was it, 2012, 2013? Like that stretch right there. That's what Lewis Hamilton is in F1 right now.
Anytime they were going to Charlotte, you knew that the 48 was going to end up in victory lane, whether it be for the 600 or the 500 miler that they had. So speaking of which, here he is on track right now.
Tony says, can we be honest? Monaco is a beautiful sight for seeing for casual people. I love the race itself because they're racing on the streets. Like, there's not many races that are like that, and how tight they are, and like the passes that are made. Monaco's an awesome event, even for a casual viewer.
I like. There's one of the turns they go up from up top down to the bottom and underneath the bridge. I forgot what turn that is, but I think that's one of the coolest turns in sport. And it's also a narrow track too, very, very narrow.
I love that short little turn they have where you literally have to go 5 miles an hour around that corner. Like, that is intense because you see them going in 200 miles an hour into that corner, and it's like, oh, they gotta make it.
Where did he end up on? All right, Johnson just qualified 14th.
No speed out of the 48.
No. Cool looking paint scheme, though.
Anyway,
like
Ryan.
By the way, speaking of which, I got one more thing to add. Sunday was the Money in the Bank pay-per-view for us wrestling fans.
Here we go.
I'm not going to dive into the whole spiel about it, but as of right now, I know multiple people.
AEW.
That is this weekend, too. So if anybody's watching that, give me feedback, please. I know you're watching it, AJ, but people have canceled the WWE Network because of the ending of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Can we say that we blame them?
No, not at all.
I mean, let's face it. I didn't even watch it this weekend.
Yeah, I blame you.
I had Tony and yourself to fall back on in a party chat just because I could listen to, like, I could get your feedback. Feedback's the word I'm looking for on what happened, and it's just, I'm so glad I didn't watch.
I wanted to turn it off after the first 2 matches, and I'm like, all right, I'll let it go. Seth and AJ was good. Ending kind of lame. The Money in the Bank ladder match, just the men's one, until the ending was good. Until the ending, couple nice spots. By the way, I don't know if you've seen the Alex Bowman card this weekend. My favorite paint scheme, I think, this weekend. Something about it. It looks. I like it.
Yeah, that blue is really nice. But did you know that it's also carrying 31 soldiers' names on it?
I did not know that. I know they do the one on the window, but I didn't know about the other.
I don't want to misquote it, so I'm just gonna say it's something about. It's got the other 30 names of some soldiers that had died, along with the one on the windshield. Like, I don't know the full story behind it. I don't remember the story behind it. I was reading something this week about it, and to hear that they put the 30 other soldiers' names on it, I thought was really, really awesome. So William Byron's your poll winner. Breaking news.
Did he really? That Bowman was the last guy to go?
Bowman was the last guy to go. Woo-hoo! Ryan is happy. He ain't going to be happy when the white flag segment comes, though, I'll tell you that.
What? Take that. Woo! How about that?
I've never seen someone so excited for a poll win.
Well, it's for all the Danica haters out there. So
She had the Daytona 500 pole.
Yeah, so did William Byron.
They're both in their first seasons too.
William Byron also won a segment in the Open in the All-Star race. So
He did. Let's get into some Gassy Go. Let's go over it. Kicking things off, we had the Gander Outdoor Truck Series last Friday night, and we had a surprise winner, Ryan. Kyle Busch gets the win.
Yes, I was, as most everybody was, I was shocked, but yeah, he went 5 for 5 in his truck starts for the year, so no more truck starts for him. So yeah, now the real season begins.
Yeah, Kyle, dominant Truck Series, shocking.
Yep.
Like you said,
how many laps did he live?
He led 102 of 134 laps, which I was laughing to you when I was making the show sheet because I said, well, that must have been on green flag pit stops.
Yep.
But it's his last truck race, goes 5 for 5 on the year in the Truck Series, like we said before. Really, the only other takeaway in this, Ryan, is the fallout, the reaction, the response for Natalie Decker once again crashing in stage 1.
Yeah, she. I don't think she's in over her head. She's just got to get familiarized with the equipment, the track, how the tracks change, how the tires fall off. I know, she's still getting accustomed to this, but man, like you said, AJ, people are bashing her left and right on Twitter and all the other social media forums.
Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe the move to Truck Series was just too early. I think she needed maybe more ARCA starts beforehand, before just diving right into the Truck Series. But, how else is she going to learn?
Exactly.
You got to send her around on the track. And I heard the radio transmission from her to her team last week. And you feel sorry for her, man, because she sounds like she's ready to cry.
Oh, yeah, I know. And there's nothing, like you said, she's trying her hardest, it's like, what? Give her a break. It's the first time she's ever been in a truck, so give her a break.
Yeah, and they were talking about how she needs to push a little harder going into the turns and all that. And she's like, she goes right back. She goes, last time I did that, I wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like she's got this fear in her mind that she's gonna wreck every race now, and it's pretty much happening. Just take a step back, take a breather, relax a little bit. It's gonna be all right. This is what it's like, racing with the big time.
Yep. Guess what? Give her time. She'll get this down in no time. She's a smart young lady, so she's done well everywhere else she's raced. So why can't this be any different?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Ryan. You just got to give it time. Just give it time.
Yep.
Give her a year under her belt. See how she comes out next year.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you can do.
This is a learning season. That's all this is. This is just a learning season.
Basically, this is where you're earning your stripes, and she only had a limited amount of truck starts to even begin with, and now they added more starts to her. And you know what? You know what else takes away from this? All the seat time that you used to have back in the day.
Yeah, there's no testing. I was just about to bring this up. There's no testing anymore, really.
There's no testing for her.
They can't just. The best way you could do it is take a super stock truck out at a circle track, like what is it, a 3/8 of a mile?
Yeah, just something
track,
like that.
And see how she does, or quarter-mile track, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And see how she does in that. But even then, it's not the same effect. It takes time. And especially for someone who's raced in an ARCA car, moving to a truck, it's a totally different scenario. It's a whole different truck, or it's a whole different vehicle to get a feel of. So.
Yep. And you know what? It's funny too. It's like all these people are like, "Oh, I can do what she's doing. I can do what she's doing." No, you can't. We've said it numerous times here. No, you cannot. Get into that truck around 33, 34, 35 other cars, trucks, whatever, and you do that.
Yep, exactly. Your stage winners in this one: first stage, Matt Crafton, which was kind of surprising, to be honest with you, with Kyle Busch in the field. Second stage, Kyle Busch. Race winner was Kyle Busch. Your top 5 following Charlotte. Kyle Busch, Brennan Poole, which I was telling you last night, that was awesome for Brennan Poole to finish second.
Yes, it was. Man, I can't believe he lost his Xfinity ride. Now he's in the trucks. Hopefully he can work his way back up to the Xfinity program.
Yep. Stuart Friesen third, Ben Rhodes fourth, and Matt Crafton was fifth. Your standings following Charlotte: Grant Enfinger, Johnny Sauter, Stuart Friesen, Austin Hill, Brett Moffitt, Ben Rhodes, Matt Crafton, and Todd Gilliland. Next race is in 2 weeks at Texas, Friday, June 7th, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern on FS1.
9 o'clock. Ouch! I hate that 9 o'clock start. Well, it'll be
It's-
all right now. So,
It'll be all right.
but
Moving on.
yeah, there's Oh yeah, during the pre-race, they're asking who can contend with Kyle Busch, and they all chuckled at it and all that, and then one said Ben Rhodes, and what, fourth place finish?
Yeah, fourth.
Yep. So when Kyle's in the field, it's gonna be Kyle Busch most of the time.
Usually, that's how
Yep.
it rolls out.
Yes, it is. So.
Moving on, we had the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. This was the All-Star race. No points on the line.
$1 million.
Well, $1 million was on the line. In the Open, we had William Byron winning a stage in the Open to advance. We had Bubba Wallace, which was awesome, winning a stage to advance. And then eventual All-Star race winner, Kyle Larson, wins an Open stage. He wins the All-Star race. Alex Bowman with your fan vote. But Kyle Larson, man, that car didn't come on until the very end of that race when he split the middle.
Yep.
Nothing worse to hear on your radio than 3 wide middle at Charlotte.
Exactly. Man, I tell you what though, that the Open, those are more fun to watch than the All-Star race. It's these young kids going out there. Granted, a lot of the guys like a Bowman, Suarez, Stenhouse, all these guys in good equipment, but the ending of the first two segments, Bubba and Byron from fourth to first, and then Bubba holding off Suarez spinning through not the grass, but the
AstroTurf.
The synthetic turf, or AstroTurf, whatever they're calling it.
The plastic turf.
Didn't tear up a race car. And then tracks take note, by the way. All other tracks need to take note. After watching that event Saturday night when Newman spun through the grass, no damage, they continued.
In our chat, Tony, who we often talk to in our chat during our shows, he asks a question, serious question. What is your opinion on having the All-Star race at alternate tracks? And Ryan, this is something that you and I have been advocating for a long time now.
Yes, it is.
This needs to rotate, whether you have it at Martinsville, Bristol, trying to think of other tracks. You could even do it at the Roval, even though it's still in Charlotte. How about having it at Nashville Fairgrounds?
Yeah, why not?
Different tracks. You could have it in Pensacola. Like, that would be cool.
I would say test it at Nashville and see how it does at Nashville.
Can you imagine an all-star race at Eldora? Like, how cool would that be?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, the All-Star race definitely needs to change. I understand why they do it at Charlotte, because that's where every team's located, and I understand why they do it.
Good questions.
Tony coming out hard hitting tonight.
It was a good question. I have the first of my rants in this segment.
All right, go ahead.
So, softball Saturday night, I have to stream the race on my phone, which I streamed in its entirety. Why do I go to Fox Sports Go, which is the app that the race has always been on?
Yep.
And I click on to watch the race because it says watch now. Click on the race, and it pops up a little notification for me telling me that I need to download the Fox Sports app in order to watch programming on FS1 and Fox. Well, what's the point of the Fox Sports Go app?
Yeah, no kid. I have never had that problem.
Oh, man, I was pissed off.
I bet.
What is this? Really? I have to download this app to get to the other app to watch the race.
Yeah.
That's just a short little blip for me there.
Yeah.
That kind of pissed me off.
That's I don't know about that.
You mentioned the Open, Ryan. Bubba Wallace, a guy who needed something good to happen to him in the Cup Series. I know it's the Open. It doesn't count for anything. It was only a stage. But, man, that car that Bubba was driving was up front in that entire Open. He drove it solid, even finished solid in the All-Star race. Bubba Wallace needed this weekend.
That he did. And you know what? You're telling me this win doesn't mean anything. look at the crew. Look at Ryan Blaney who came over there, and I kid you not, they showed Blaney and Bubba hug. I had goosebumps. I'm like, holy cow! Like it just shows you like what Bubba's going through.
Yeah,
Thinking he's a failure and
dude
all
was
that.
damn near in tears.
Yeah,
In his interview, like he only won a stage in the Open. Like for someone who, like we were talking about last week with the mental health struggles that he's been having, that guy needed something good to happen to him on the racetrack in the Cup Series, and he finally got it. I'm hoping that this transfers over into this weekend in Charlotte for the Coke 600, just because that guy needs it more than anybody else in that field right now.
Like I said, one of the guys I've met, but one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I don't know if you've ever met him, AJ, but when he was driving for Roush in the Xfinity Series, he was so, like I said last week, he's so down to earth. He's really such a great guy. And then when in the interview, he's like, "Man, I feel like a failure." And as soon as he said that, I went onto his Twitter page, and I know that there was a lot of people that did that, and I'm like, "Man, don't think you're a failure, man. Keep the positive attitude." And
Tony just asked another question.
mm-hmm.
And this is another good one that I got to think about. What is your guys' favorite All-Star moments all time? I have two. Right off the top of my head that I can say.
I like Davey Kyle Petty when Petty
See, that's before my time.
Yeah, that's one of mine.
In my lifetime, more recently was the battle in the Open between Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson in 2016, where they were on each other's doors coming to the line, and both ended up getting in.
Yep,
I do believe, but they had to fix those cars to get them out there in an hour's time to get them to race. That was awesome. My second one was I think it was Kevin Harvick who ends up winning this All-Star race. But when Kurt and Kyle get into each other in I believe turn one, and it was just like, it's gonna be a quiet Thanksgiving dinner, or not Thanksgiving dinner. It's gonna be a quiet Easter dinner.
I remember that. Yeah, like I said, mine is the Davey and Kyle Petty. That it was the first time Charlotte under the lights. Kyle Petty spun. I think it was Earnhardt, and then Davey goes by him. Tries to hit him back, spins across the start finish line. Davey had to be taken to the hospital, so they interviewed McReynolds on the interview. And I remember seeing that race, watching it at home, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is cool under the lights." Oh, it was so cool.
That was one hot night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's what they call that one. How about first of all, before this happens, we had 4 wide across the front stretch, which was amazing that they kept it as long as they did.
You don't see that at Charlotte.
No, you don't. But with that came Hamlin and Truex altercation. And Hamlin gets into Truex into that whole 4 wide ordeal. And Truex, after that, was not happy.
No, he was not at all.
Like, to see those two that are teammates, at the very next corner, Truex getting into Hamlin. Teammates don't matter in an all-star race, folks.
No, not when there's $1 million on the line.
There are no teams then.
No, not at all.
Eric Jones continues where he starts the race strong and then finishes the race struggling, even though 9 points, nothing really on the line besides $1 million.
No, yeah.
But still, Eric Jones struggles again another week. And then we had, after the race, Ryan, Clint Bowyer versus Ryan Newman.
Wait, ding, ding. There's my bell. I did a bell already.
No kidding. That is a worthy ding, ding right there.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to start this, because I couldn't find it in any replays. On the cooldown lap, Ryan Newman, Clint Bowyer get tangled up. I say get tangled up because I don't think Ryan Newman turned him.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I think Bowyer came down on Newman there on the cooldown lap and got turned a little bit.
Yep.
Bowyer not happy, goes on pit road right in the window with his helmet on, nonetheless.
Oh, yeah.
Punches a helmetless Ryan Newman in the face like 6 or 7 times. They have an altercation outside the car. Tony says Newman versus Bowyer, steel cage match, book it.
Yep. By the way, if you have not listened to the unedited of those two going at it, it is some of the funniest stuff you'll ever hear.
Yeah, apparently
And,
Boyer thought Newman was a lap down.
yep. And Newman telling Boyer how to learn how to drive, and all of a sudden you hear Boyer go, "Learn how to drive," and he was talking about how Newman's always a lap down. He's like, "You dumb mother! I was never a lap down,"
So
and stuff like. Oh, it was just it's. If you guys ever find it, it's awesome.
So I'm always hashtag Team Boyer, as Brett Griffin put it on Twitter, and especially over Ryan Newman, because as a fan, this is my fan opinion. Newman's always in the damn way. Like, races everybody hard, no matter if he's on the lead lap or 10 laps down. Always races everybody hard. Drives me nuts. But
Ryan Newman, go ahead.
I think that Boyer kind of was a little soft here. Take off your helmet. Let the man out of his car.
Mm-hmm. Then talk.
Yeah, then have your discussion about it.
But Ryan Newman has one of the best sayings. Hey, I'm getting paid for you to pass me or me to pass you. It's something along those lines, and I agree with him 100%. Hey, you try to pass me. Let's go.
I'm looking at the qualifying leaderboard. Ton of Chevys up there.
Yeah, I like that.
Not bad looks, but yeah, dude. Boyer and Newman. Then they have the event at a Bass Pro today where they have to do an autograph signing together.
Yeah.
And Ryan Newman smacking the table when Boyer's coming up and says, "Have a seat, buddy."
Hey, have a seat. And then they just showed it during the qualifying before you switched it over. All these fans, I guess fans are had boxing gloves. One signed the other signed the other glove, and getting pictures together. Guys holding the fist up. Dude, they can run with this so much I can't say that word, publicity. Thank you. And just to go for it and see what happens.
Hey, kudos to NASCAR for not stopping Boyer's onslaught of punches.
Well, Newman did say that his 6-year-old daughter hits harder than Boyer.
Oh, jeez. See, I didn't see this happen until after the race, because once the checker flag flew and I saw the burnout, I turned it off. And I guess right after the burnout was when this happened, and I didn't see it till after the fact. But so I didn't hear the post-race interviews or nothing like that when it happened. But man, whew.
Yeah,
kudos, though. We need this. The sport as a whole of NASCAR needed something like this. We need some rivalries to brew up, and here's a new one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Here's my second rant, Ryan.
All right, let's hear it.
I was gonna put stage winners in here, but quite frankly, in the All-Star race, it doesn't mean nothing. I don't know why we have stages. Before, you would invert the field after the segment or stage was over. A stage winner would transfer into the final round where they would start in the front. Now it means nothing.
No, not at all.
And someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there's any standing points awarded for it.
Nothing.
It's pointless. It is so pointless to have. I understand if you want breaks and all that, but why don't call him a stage winner? You threw a manufactured yellow on this.
I get. I get it. Run it. Maybe a 10 to 15 lap shootout. Then throw your caution for the end of that stage, and let them do a 10 lap shootout. Do like what they do short track Saturday night, a 10 lap shootout to decide it.
Yeah, no,
There's no need.
I just don't understand. So instead of stage winners, I put down top 5, which anyone after first really doesn't matter either. But I mean, these are good previews for what we have coming up this weekend. So your top 5: Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, and Bubba Wallace. Kyle, man, I had Kyle picked to win that race, and boy, did it look like a good pick up until about 5 laps to go.
I had Harvick, and something happened to him where he fell off it. So, yeah.
Kyle was very vocal on the radio this weekend.
Oh, so was Harvick. He slammed his pit crew.
Man, this is supposed to be a fun time. This ain't supposed to be a bad time. Your next race, Coke 600, this Sunday. Greatest day of racing. 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Fox. Don't forget, it's 4 stages. What is it? 100, 100, 200?
Yeah, I think something like that. But at the end of stage two, they're bringing the field down pit road. They're going to shut the cars off, and they're doing a salute to the military.
Which
So
is
that
awesome.
yeah, that's going to be cool to see. Normally they do it before the green flag, but they're like, let's try something new, and they're going to do it at the end of stage two.
Yeah. I'm looking at the stat that they're putting up: drivers to win after transferring into the All-Star race.
Yeah,
And looked like Waltrip was the only one who didn't win, but finished 5th and transferred.
really.
Ended up winning the All-Star race. So, just a little interesting stat that got me sidetracked on this show. Next race for the Xfinity Series is Charlotte this Saturday, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern on FS1, and it is the famous drivers-only broadcast.
My favorite broadcast of the year. Definitely looking forward to watching it.
It is not an Xfinity race you want to miss.
No, not at all. The drivers. I think it's Bubba, Blaney, and Eric Jones are on pit road again. Obviously, Harvick's in the booth. I mean, I think they should put Harvick on pit road. See what he does down there. But
kind of like what Rick Allen did last year, where they kind of had him do all the different spots.
Yeah, I like when they do that. Change it up a bit.
Oh yeah, it would be cool.
Oh, excuse me.
Ryan, we got some news to break down this week. What do you say we get into some tire rub?
Big news too.
Left side. Pull this lever fender out, left side.
Tire Rub's where we go over the news of the week, and announced yesterday was the 5 inductees to the 2020 NASCAR Hall of Fame. They are Buddy Baker, Waddle Wilson, Bobby Labonte, Joe Gibbs, Tony Stewart. Ryan, what do you think of this Hall of Fame induction class?
I don't mind it at all. Buddy Baker, I thought should have been in last year.
Buddy Baker should have been in his first year of eligibility. Let's face that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not surprised Smoke's in it. Gibbs is, I don't know.
Here's my problem.
What's that?
Here's my problem. Gibbs is still an active owner.
Yeah. So is Jack Roush and
Rick Hendrick.
Uh-huh.
They're all active owners. When they retire or no longer own the team, why not induct them then?
If I was the head of the Hall of Fame, I would tell you. But
I mean, in every other Hall of Fame, it's once they're retired, they're Hall of Famers. Unless you're Booker T, who's still somehow
five-time.
And Ric Flair too.
Yeah. I mean, the Gibbs one. I know his drivers have won big races, championships.
However,
it.
It is very fitting that Tony Stewart, Bobby Labonte, and Joe Gibbs are inducted in the same year.
Yeah, and I don't know if I was watching Race Up earlier, and then they talked to Tony Stewart at his shop today because he was at the shop early this morning, and after it they go to a dark, and then Stewart's back on it. And he's like, hey, Bobby, I just want to say thank you for help getting me started in NASCAR and, all the accomplishments that he helped me along the lines with. And they cut back to Bobby Labonte because he's on Race Up, and his face is just like that shock face. He's like, wow, I didn't know you guys were going to do that. Like, he was shocked by it, almost brought a tear to his eye and all that. So, but I think it's pretty cool. Like you said, all three of those guys going in together.
Everyone's very deserving of it. The cool thing with the Tony Stewart one is at Darlington, all 3 Stewart-Haas drivers, 3 out of the 4 Stewart-Haas drivers are racing the throwback paint schemes to Tony Stewart's past. You've got Daniel Suarez is racing the what was Suarez racing? Suarez was racing the standard Home Depot scheme that Stewart won his Indianapolis Brickyard 400s with. I'm trying to remember this all from my head. Eric Almirola is racing the 2004 when Gibbs went to Chevy paint scheme, which I always thought was cool. The black, the white, and the orange together. I always thought that was cool. And then Clint Boyer's
That's
racing
the best one.
what I call the championship scheme.
Yep. I think that's the best one out of the other three.
I thought it'd be cooler if it had the Old Spice colors, the silver, the blue,
Yeah.
and the red.
Yeah, I still think it looks like a cool looking car though. So
No, I agree with you. What if they wanted them to do it when they're alive, not after they pass? They might be doing that for that reason. The owners, and I get that. But I just it feels weird when someone's still active and they get inducted into a Hall of Fame.
yep.
If you understand what I mean, like, and there's team owners that just straight up step down and give the ownership on to somebody else. Like, I think in a couple years here, Rick Hendrick gives that ownership of Hendrick to Jeff Gordon.
They already said he's next in line.
So it kind of falls under that category for me. I understand how you want to do it when they're still alive and all that, and that's awesome that they do it like that. But it's just when they're active, to me, it feels weird.
Yes, it does.
Another piece of big news, Ryan. ISC, International Speedway Corp, agrees to be bought by NASCAR for what is estimated to be a $2 billion sale. I proposed this theory to you yesterday when it was announced. Does this mean that NASCAR is getting into a position where either they keep, like, the owners of NASCAR itself, the Frances, does this mean they keep everything going with NASCAR, or do they eventually end up selling it with all their assets and try to make the most profit? That's the first thing.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing, though, right there. I don't know, to be honest with you, man. I really don't. I mean, something tells me the Francis don't want to be a part of it anymore, but something tells me that they do, and they want to try to bring it back to its glory and what it was. So, like I said, I'm at a crossroads with this, AJ, to be honest with you, man.
What does this mean for the ISC tracks? International Speedway Corp, they have been doing amazing jobs with their tracks that they run.
Yep. Phoenix, Daytona, Michigan's getting a nice upgrade here. I read the president was on Twitter for Michigan on Twitter yesterday. He was doing a city tour. He went from Kalamazoo to Grand Rapids, then to Ann Arbor, and then went out to the track. He was driving around with the Firekeepers Casino 400 trophy in the back of the van that he was driving in. It's pretty funny on Twitter, but they've done so much stuff out at the track, from the Monster Energy, the guys jumping dirt bikes, BMX bikes, and guys getting shot out of cannons, stuff like a lot of stuff for the kids, and I applaud them. They're doing what they need to do. So,
but my last question is, what does this mean for Bruton Smith's tracks?
Like Bristol, Atlanta, stuff like that.
Yeah, Atlanta, Texas.
Maybe they all combine to one. I was thinking about that too. I mean, maybe.
It's very interesting. I'm excited to see what is yet to come from this. I don't think you'll notice any changes until maybe next year.
Oh yeah.
But I'm
maybe
this has to do with title sponsorship too.
Maybe midweek races too.
Could be, which I'm not a fan of. I don't want a midweek race.
I'm not a fan of it either. Like you said, a lot of these people come from far distances to go to these races, and maybe do cup races on Saturday. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Friday night races would be interesting, though.
Yeah, Friday night would be awesome. Like, especially, imagine Friday night Bristol. Whoo, boy.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be interesting.
Or what's that Bray Wyatt sitting now? Wowie Yowie or Owie Wowie or something?
Wowie Yowie. Yowie Wowie. Yeah. One of the two.
Yeah, something like that,
And our last bit of news, Dale Jr. was announced that he will be driving the pace car at Indianapolis.
I love it.
And screw all the people who think he shouldn't be driving a pace car for IndyCar.
Yeah. Hey, they were. I was going back and forth between Race Up and NASCAR America. NASCAR America is at Indy, and Junior's excited for Carb Day tomorrow. He's like, I'm going to be right there at Turn 1. I'm going to be all over the speedway tomorrow, seeing how fast these cars go around this speedway. And he's going to a party afterwards, I guess. So he's excited to be there. And
Indy versus NASCAR is just like dirt versus asphalt. Like everyone bashes each other. Like, can't racing support racing?
yeah, exactly.
Like
Junior,
seriously.
Junior's excited to be there. Latart's there. AJ Allmendinger, who's run both, he's excited to be there. Chris Devota's there. I know. I don't know if Rick Allen's there at all, but I know they got their NASCAR pit reporters there. They're excited, man. They are excited to be there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What do you say we get into some social media, Ryan?
Okay.
Social media this week, we are up to 1,445 downloads on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. Last week's episode actually broke a record for most times downloaded in an opening week for our show. 317 followers on Twitter. Don't forget, after this show, we are doing the redraw for our giveaway. Our winner last week, not Jimmy J, decided that he would like to have us do a redraw because as much as he appreciates it, he has a bunch of NASCAR stuff packed up, and he didn't want to take it from someone else who would really enjoy it fully.
That's news to me right there, AJ.
We are up to 25 subscribers on YouTube, 72 likes on Facebook. New follower shoutouts this week. Ryan, a personal friend of yours, personal friend of the show, RP Guns at GunsRP.
All right, Ryan
is following us. We have Norman at One of a Kind 88.
I know Norm. I do believe I know Norm too.
We have Trisha Murphy at Trisha M48, and we have C5 at 2Wide22. Podcast shoutouts this week include the Lap Traffic Podcast, the PTM Racing Podcast, the Going 3 Wide with EG3 Podcast, the My Opinion Therefore Fact Podcast, All Turns No Breaks Podcast, the Side Draft Podcast, and the Final Lap Weekly. Places you can find us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and YouTube. In your search bar, the Loose Lugs Podcast. Make sure you turn on that notification bell, subscribe, follow. I said that completely backwards, so subscribe, follow, turn on that notification bell, so this way you get notified anytime we upload new content, and so you can hear that notification bell ding. Ryan?
Ding, ding.
That's like 3 dings for you this episode.
Really.
On Twitter, we are... On Twitter, we are at Lugs Podcast. You can tweet us about the show using the hashtag LugsPod. On Facebook, we are in your search bar, the Loose Lugs Podcast, and our personal Twitter handles, myself at Grey Goose F150 and Ryan.
Cola 88.
Ryan, once again, we are to the point in the show where you get to go ranting for a little bit. What do we have for rant this week?
Man, you know what? I we just mentioned it a little bit. It's all these, like, I've been seeing on social media. Why is Dale Jr. driving the pace car for Indy? He's a NASCAR guy. He should be over in Charlotte. Okay, well, first of all, people, you don't understand here. He works for NBC. NBC is calling the Indianapolis 500 for the first time, if I'm not mistaken, ever. They are doing what it takes right now. I mean, granted, yeah, the car's going to be sold out. Ratings are going to be awesome because it is the Indy 500. I know I'll be paying attention on it Sunday morning, Sunday mid-afternoon. But let them be. It's like if Will Power wanted to drive the pace car for Daytona or a road course, or if anybody wanted to drive a pace car or do something. Like, did anybody have a problem that Kurt Busch ran the double? Did anybody have a problem that Tony Stewart runs the double, Robbie Gordon, and so on and so forth? Let it be. Why can't race fans just, I get it. You're either a diehard IndyCar guy or you're a diehard NASCAR. I watch them both. I enjoy them both. So that's what I do. And I'm happy that Junior's driving the pace car because I'm wearing my Dale Jr. Kitty's on my shirt. But Dale Jr., let's go, baby.
Hell yeah, brother. Oh, I thought I muted myself, but I wasn't.
Oh, any other rants from you?
No, I'm good. I've hit my rants this week.
So, what did you think about that the new turf that they used at Charlotte?
I thought they used that for the Roval last year.
They did, but now that they're keeping it, I think you're going to see more tracks do that here in the near future, especially like Daytona, Talladega, Michigan, Fontana.
It was interesting with the new aero ducts, though, I will say.
I did like that new package, by the way.
Looked like it made passing a little bit easier too.
Yes, it did. And I'm not sure about the two big openings on the front, but
It looks
I
cool.
enjoyed it. It looks cool. Let's go with it.
It's different.
But like I said, I enjoyed I enjoyed the new package. I can't wait for it. So
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty interesting
Yes, it is.
when they move forward with it. Ryan,
yeah,
it's time for a really fun time in this show. It is time for our white flag segment. You ready to go picking?
yeah.
Tight, keep working the mirrors. In line with you, coming to the white. Only two.
White Flag is the point of the show where we give our picks and predictions for the upcoming race weekend. And this one I like to call the greatest weekend in racing, just because I like to include the Xfinity Series in on this, which races on Saturday.
Yeah.
I won last week by a score of 3-2. Ryan, you lead the season 18-15, but being that I won last week, I go first this week.
Yeah.
So, our bonus races. The Monaco Grand Prix, I'm going with the number 3, Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, you're going Ricardo? All right. Well, then I'll go Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, that was an easy pick.
It was him or Vettel, one of the two. I mean,
I think Ricciardo gets it done with Renault.
yeah.
The Indy
All right.
500, Ryan, this is an easy pick for me. I'm going with the 27 of Alexander Rossi.
I knew you were going to do that, you done. Speaking of which, I forgot in our little news segment, weather this weekend. Indy, they're expecting scattered thunderstorms, a high of 78. Charlotte, bring the suntan lotion. Drink plenty of fluids. It's going to be sunny, but a high of 95.
Ryan, can I butt in here real quick? Has the Indy 500 ever been ran on a Monday?
I think it has been a couple times. So
I don't
you
remember.
You took Rossi.
Yep.
I want to go with my gut. I want to pick Hinchcliffe, but he's starting 32nd, and he's had a bad time there.
I think you should really pick Fernando Alonso.
Oh yeah, I think I should. So, with that being said, I am going to go with Colton Herta.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know who that is.
He's a rookie.
Oh,
He
well,
drives
that's
he drives the number 88.
Oh,
So-
going with the 88 luck. All right. All right. In the Xfinity Series, Ryan, I am going. Well, who did I pick here? I don't even know who I picked.
Oh wow, nice.
I can't even read my handwriting.
Oh, nice. Do you want me to try to read it for you?
No, I'm just gonna look it up here. I forgot who I picked.
Jeremy Clements, it looks like.
Is that who I picked?
Yeah,
I can't even read my own handwriting.
51.
Jeremy Clements, that's who I'm going
Yeah,
with.
all right. Well, in the Xfinity, I'm going to go with the number 18 with Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Good pick.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is where I said you're gonna hate me.
I know.
On the Cup Series, Ryan, I'm going with the pole winner, William Byron, getting that first career win at the Coke
Boy.
600. My sleeper pick, because you said I could do this, Chase Elliott in the 9.
Okay. All right. Well, you're doing that. Well, guess what? For my higher up, I thought about this. I seen they had a lot of speed last weekend in the Open. Give me the number 8 of Daniel Hamrick. My dark horse is our pole winner, William Byron.
Oh, see, so now you get 5 points if he wins. I get 1 point if he wins. Smart play. Yep. Smart play.
Very well done.
Well,
Hendrick's showing speed. Childers is showing some speed. Chevy's look dialed in right now, so
can't believe you did that to me.
Might as well.
So what are you thinking? What are you thinking going into this weekend?
Man, I can't wait. Should be an awesome race weekend. Let's not forget why we celebrate this weekend due to our military, the great men and women who serve and protect our great country. Guys, this is for you. It's going to be an awesome weekend. Enjoy it, family, friends, barbecuing, going to the races. Wife and I are probably going to be heading up north. We're still on the iffy right now. She's not under the weather right now. But if we do, we are going dirt trekking Saturday night. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to say it right now. I think this is about that time. Guys, great Memorial Day weekend, and we will see you at the track.
Everyone have a fun Memorial Day. Let's not forget, like Ryan said, of why we celebrate Memorial Day. It's for those that we've lost. And, you know, without them, hell, this podcast wouldn't be able to exist, you know? With the way some places are. And we can't say enough thanks to those that have served and those that have fallen. So, with that being said, this weekend is to honor our fallen military men and women. Thank you for what you do. Coke 600, Indy 500, Monaco Grand Prix, Xfinity Series Saturday.
It's gonna be 150 tonight on FS1.
It's going to be a fun race weekend. Thanks to Tony for asking us questions in the chat. Thank you for everyone who came out and watched this show tonight on our live stream. Even if you didn't comment in the chat, you guys are awesome. Thank you to everyone who downloads this podcast on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher. Once again, can't do it without y'all. We thank you. And as Ryan said, we'll see you at the track. See you guys next week.
Enjoy.
But I say